Everybody, thanks for tuning in to Mike MD. I've been working in the auto industry for a very long time, specifically on BMWs. Today I'm going to be discussing what is the best used BMW to buy. Now guys, I'm just going to go out and say it. It is the BMW 330i. Made from 2000 to 2006 specifically. The engineering designation is the E46. So they made a 325, a 323. The reason why I picked the 330 is because, well, one, the engine's a little bit bigger. 330, the 30 stands for 3.0 liter, as opposed to the 325, 2.5 liter. And it just gives you that much extra power, and it is noticeable. It does have 225 horsepower, which isn't a lot for today's standards on the BMWs, but for this car, the power is beautifully matched with the suspension and the drive feel. Now the 325s are nice, but in some states, they actually had a Sooo model, which stands for Super Ultra Low Emissions Vehicle. And what that does is basically, it's a cleaner environmental car. It still has a gasoline engine, just some of the components are designed a little bit differently. The reason why I stay away from those is, one, the components are expensive, and they do have an extended emissions warranty, but by now most of them are expired. And when I mean expensive, I'm talking about crazy things like when your fuel pump goes bad, you can't just replace it. You have to replace the whole fuel tank. Also on those, they do say that the engine power output is the same as another 325 non-Sooo. But personally, when I drive them, it literally feels like there's 30 less horsepower in that thing. I don't know why. Going back to the 330, which they made from 2000 to 2006, I would specifically stay more towards the 2005 and 6 range, only because those are the last few years they made that car and all the bugs have been worked out. Plus it does have the facelift on the front, so it looks a lot nicer. Design-wise, I do think that the front end on that car is iconic and timeless. Now, one of the reasons why I chose this car is because of reliability. It's simple in design. It's meat and potatoes. It's engine and drivetrain and chassis, suspension. It's a driver's car. Now the car is old enough to where most shops can handle repairing these cars. Unless it's like a specific issue, then you might need to take it to a specialist. But also if you're traveling in this car and you just happen to break down, you can still find parts for it at a general parts store. Now also for those backyard mechanics out there that like to work on their own cars, this car is perfect for you because there's a lot of information on the internet that can help you work on these cars, and they're still pretty simple to fix. Unless you get into the engine and things like that, but the engine on this car lasts a really long time. The only issue that these engines really had, as far as catastrophic, is if it was overheated really bad. They just don't come back from that. Now there's people that love these cars, and if you find one that's an original owner and has taken really good care of it, that's a gem and you want to get that one. Now you will see these cars going for super cheap online. Don't buy those cars unless you're a mechanic. Don't buy them because you'll be singing a sad story at the end. Pay the extra money to find a super clean one. I promise you it's worth it. Now I personally stay away from the convertibles only because they do have issues with squeaks, rattles, and leaks. The mechanism for the top and the actual fabric can wear out, and it gets kind of pricey. Also, there is some slight body flex, which you will notice going over railroad tracks and speed bumps. Now, manual transmission and automatic, it doesn't matter. They're both pretty reliable. So again, guys, to recap, I'm choosing the 2005 to 2006 BMW 330i. To me, that's one of the best cars BMW has ever produced. It's one of the most produced cars BMW has made, so it should be really easy to find a good one out there. Now guys, I'm not the only one here. My business partner Danny can afford to buy any BMW on the lineup, and he chooses as his daily driver a BMW 330i ZHP package, which is the performance package. Now that's got to say something, right? Which I will show you later. Now for those of you that are just doing their research right now on which BMW that you're choosing to buy, you're gonna wanna wait till the end of the video because I have a link or a video link that you're gonna wanna click on of what to look for when you purchase a used car.
Okay guys, so this is a 2006 BMW 330i. It's the ZHP package, which is the performance package. They're kind of hard to find, especially now in this good of condition. This one's literally in mint condition. Beautiful car. It's a manual transmission, but they're both reliable, automatic and manual on these. The interior details are timeless. It's a CI, which stands for coupe, injected. So this is the same engine as the rest of the 330s, except for a couple different things. The camshaft's different, the intake manifold's slightly different. There's some tuning. Basically, long story short, it brings it up to an extra 10 horsepower. It brings it from 225 to 230 horsepower. Also, what's special on the ZHP is the wheels, some of the interior designs. The suspension is a little sportier and the exhaust note is a little deeper.
Now guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this. And if you like more videos like this, check out the channel. There's other stuff on there. And if there's anything that you guys want me to touch on, please comment below. I would love to hear from you. Happy motoring to you.